So why do you think that the students are lacking behind in sports? Why they can't put in the same energy?
So the main reason why students are not, putting the same energy as I put in sports is because they don't know the benefits of it. They are more academic oriented. They are not no, they don't know the difference between what the co-curricular activities help them, because co-curricular activities are supplement to academics as well.
So there isn't enough motivation provided as well.
No, no motivation provided for that thing. So that's the main concern about it. And the second thing is that no, academics will be affected. As at a point of time it will be affected, and you have to balance out things for you. You have to prioritize things. Yes, one thing you can see that yeah, the society has this mentality: if you are scoring high, you are topping ISC, ICSC, you are the best student. But yes, they have to shift their mentality, and like half of them have shifted, but still the society needs to change.
Maybe there's
Uh-huh.
still this is a long way to
There's a
go.
long way to go. They have to change that. No, if that student, that child is going in this field, let him try, let him or she no, try. She can do it.
Welcome to another new episode of Student Voice Matters. This is your host, Sanalika Goswami. And today we're going to talk about physical activities in school. Why are the students being driven away from it? Is there enough attention given to it? And how does it concern students? Today we have with us a class 11 student, Divya Jain. How are you, Divya?
I'm very good. Thank you so much for having me on this show.
Of course, it's a pleasure. You must be very interested in sports, correct?
Yes.
Do you feel energetic today coming here?
Yes.
Right? So, why do you think that the students are lacking behind in sports? Why they can't put in the same energy?
So the main reason why students are not, putting the same energy as I put in sports is because they don't know the benefits of it. They are more academic oriented. They are not no, they don't know the difference between what the co-curricular activities help them, because co-curricular activities are supplement to academics as well. Because if like one reason I would give you is that, which I personally believe, is you develop soft skills when you participate in sports. Maybe it like a race or relay or any small event you do, you participate, you encourage others as well, you have a good relationship with your peers, seniors, so you talk with them, you have the self-esteem boosted. So there are a lot of reasons, and the main reason why people don't do is that they are more into you have to get good score, have to be that student who is good in studies, excel in every subject. So that's the main reason.
But why do you think the students are not aware of these benefits?
So because of that, the main reason is that they don't get enough experience, they don't interact with people, they don't know what are the benefits of doing sports regularly, going outside, having a physical movement. They don't know that.
Schools do have a lot of events and a lot of sports events, taking place. Do every students get opportunity in that?
No, only the ones who are all already a professional one, who learned outside school. They have these classes of basketball or whatever sport they do. They get the chance first one. And if they have the not enough candidates, then they pick ones who are more energetic, more zestfulness. Then they pick up.
But school is a learning institute, right? A school is supposed to train the students not just in academics but in other co-curriculars as well. But when you say that they already picked up trained students, it means that they are already going to some academy outside. But, there might be a lot of students who are interested in sports but do not get enough support, or maybe are not confident enough, or do not do enough time management to go and get themselves into an sports academy, right? So do you think those students are missing on certain opportunities, and what could be the concerns in that area?
Yes, those
Like
students are
yourself,
missing the
right?
opportunity. Yourself. Most of the time I get the opportunity because I have my friends and all, so I just tackled and get through these opportunities, because I'm the one who don't miss out opportunities if there is. But yes, students are not willing to take part in sport because they don't have that self-esteem. If I fail, if I lose the match or something like that, and because of that also. And the first thing first is that school are not training you as much that you have that self-esteem. Yes,
So
I
there
can
isn't
do
enough
it.
motivation provided as well.
No, no motivation provided for that thing. So that's the main concern about it. And the second thing is that no, academics will be affected. As at a point of time it will be affected, and you have to balance out things for you. You have to prioritize
There was
things.
this we had this podcast on our channel itself, when there was this event sponsorship head of Bhawanipur College. He's a student himself. He appeared on this podcast, and what he said was something that could be, something that really struck through. Was he said that I asked him, what I asked him was that there are so many events that take place in Bhawanipur, and if you're giving so much time into organizing these events and making it happen, how do you also excel in your studies? And he said that it's not necessary to excel in the studies. This society in general, does perceive a student's academics itself as the entire personality of the student. But he said that, at the end of the day, when you organize a grand event and you're doing an excellent performance, that's where the people praise you. So the society needs to overcome that thought that, one has to be good in studies for sure. Like, people can be good in something else, and that has to be accepted. It is only accepted, sadly, years after, when one is successful financially, when one has reached that position, is only when they get respect. But throughout the years that they are reaching there, they barely get any respect, or they're barely taken seriously. So that mentality needs to be changed, that academics is not everything.
Yes.
And but however, in college, because there are so many events, you're able to identify your other potentialities. But in school, do you think that enough opportunity is given to the students to be able to identify if they're good in sports or other co-curriculars?
No, not that much, not like in given, so that they can identify which potential they have in themselves and what they can take up as like the career out beside their career. Yes, one thing you can see that, yeah, the society has this mentality: if you are scoring high, you are topping ISC, ICSC, you are the best student. But yes, they have to shift their mentality, and like half of them have shifted, but still the society needs to change.
There's a long way
There's
to
a
go.
long way to go. They have to change that. No, if that student, that child is going in this field, let him try, let him or she try. She can do it.
But in school, there's like, maybe do you think there's a lack of accessibility in school? Like, they do not have that many scopes to provide the children, because more or less we see that the sports activity, coming from my school experience, it was more or less the same 2 to 3 games that like the school would shuffle. It was from kho to
Relay.
race to
Yes.
volleyball and back to kho. So do you think there's a lack of availability of sports or equipments that is provided, or do you think that the teachers don't want to let the students explore more, as that might also come at a cost of time, which is very less
Yes,
in
the
school? Do you think
availability
that could
is
be a
not
reason?
that much. We have that 3-4 games and we shuffle around them only. But yes, you should explore. You should have the variety. Like, if someone is willing to play volleyball, you should have that volleyball equipment as well. Table tennis, you have to get that variety so that the student can choose between which he or she perceives as the best one and can take up as a career option.
But again, the time
Time,
is not given. The class there. Have you ever had classes overlapped, like PT classes
Yes.
overlapped by some academic
Oh, that's
class?
PT. Who do PT? Let's take the max class. Like, this happens. This because the mentality is there. Now, PT is not that important as the studies are. Teachers do, they have this, and that we are not blaming them as well. It's because the society has this concern that we don't need to do PT and all that. Studies are more important. English, maths, and other subjects as well. But yes, you should. Schools have to give time. They have to allot time as well. Like, every day 1 hour or 45 minutes is enough for the children to just gather around, play something. You can play, at least you can run, you can do anything, so that you have a mental health. You are maintaining your mental health. And because of that, obesity and many health problems are also rising, because people don't have that physical movement. In school, they are studying, they are coming back, they have tuitions, like they are just sitting and doing all the work. And if they have a spare time for 1 or 3 hours, or like 2 hours, sorry, so they just do the Netflix series and social media. So because of that,
Right.
health problems are increasing. For girls, it's PCOD. So these are all
Correct.
rising now because of this only. Because if we are like going to doctors say earlier we don't have like this much because people used to work, they used to go whatever mental or physical work they used to do. So that is concerning, that is harming our health as well.
But we are telling about schools trying to increase this, that. But even though there's just 40 minutes of PT class once a week, let's say, students come up with various excuse. In girls' school, it's mostly like I'm menstruating. In others, it's like I'm feeling physically weak, I have fever. There are various excuses, and students don't want to come forward and participate. So, in that 40 minutes, either the teacher has to force, like, come and do, and but we know that after 40 minutes, the student won't even think about an exercise. Why do you think students are so
They are
lethargic?
so
Is it because, again, like you already mentioned, that too much force is given to students, but I don't think that they use this time up to study.
roam
I think they
around,
just want to
yes.
roam around. And yeah, so
They are
why do
so
you think they're so
lethargic
lethargic?
because mainly the nutrition and all they are not like taking up that way. No, a lot of junk is going on nowadays. They don't have that proper meal of a day, so that's the main reason.
But how do you distinguish yourself? Do you take
Yes,
care of your
I
food
take care of
habits?
my food habits. I have my proper diet plan and everything I follow so that it gives me energy throughout the day so that I can balance everything out. For the main reason why they feel lethargic is basically they don't have the nutrition level that good. And because the sunlight and they have lame excuses. The environment, the sunlight, sun, and everything extra like that. So that's the main reason. And almost like the 4 or 3 games are also like shuffling. No new thing is there, so that's why they are just backing out. No, I don't want to play.
There are not it's the PT thing is like you have to do these exercises and everything. There aren't a lot of options for you to like enjoy or explore yourselves. So, but also, do you think even your PT teacher, how much do they come in role in terms of encouraging or motivating?
PT teacher has a great role. Like he or she should be the one. You have to be strict one. You have to go. You have to go because other subjects, if you are not willing to take part in like some max classes going on, they will give you a nice one. But in PT, it's like a relax. Okay, you don't want to go. I have heard in many schools like that. Like fortunately in my school it's not that. You have to go. So the PE teacher should be the strict one. Rules and regulations. You have this PT class. You have to be present there. You have to do this. It should be there.
You're in class 11, which is really close to the board here, 12. So, do you have enough time? Is your school allotting you enough time to take part in co-curricular? Are you still that interested, or have you like detached yourself a bit because of the board
Yes,
pressure?
a lot of events are happening, and upcoming day by day, it's increasing only. Like this event, that event, something or the other happens. So yes, it's a very tough time for our teenagers and as well as like elders as well to manage a time out because studies are also there, events are also there. Yes,
This is I'd say this is something that we need to address, because I think, again, because this is not something that we are habituated since childhood. There isn't a good balance between co-curricular and study, and it's mostly study. In college, actually, the studying pressure is double. The syllabus is double or triple than school. And you have classes, right? But you also have so many events happening every week. But still there are students who have to take part in events. There are in my college there were allotted social credit hours, or non-academic credit hours, so which would only be gained by taking part in this event. And it was a way of pushing students to a point when they are forced to take part in events, because that also helps you explore the college life. That also helps you go look beyond academics, right? So in that way, you have to do both of it. But a lot of students, like you said, that it's tough. A lot of students do get lost between events and academics. It's hard for them to balance because they never learned, which is why I think schools from the beginning should inculcate as many events along with their studies, for the students to at least know, and also like help them to figure
yes.
out how to
They
do
should
both.
motivate
right?
them to participate in both. They have to balance out. at the point of time, it like first you will stuck in between, because everything at first time you can't have a go, you will be stuck in somewhere or the other. But eventually you have to, like, you will have a habit, and you have to balance out things, you have to prioritize things. And schools have this thing. They fear allocating more of the time to the events and all that. Yes, the studies are hampered a little bit, but I would suggest that if the studies, like exams are coming up, and the 2 weeks 3 weeks before it, the events all should be like done. Because if you have 2 to 3 weeks, you can at least can score good marks. Yes.
Put your focus on your studies, right? You could be a confident person, you could be interested in sports, but there are a lot of students who might be interested in sports but are shy in nature, don't feel free or confident enough. Like you said, they might be, because sports is also about being very physically involved, so they might not be comfortable with their physical shape. They might have certain restrictions in their own mind about themselves. So what do the teachers do to help overcome, or how do you think can this be solved, and how can the
This
students
is the main
push
concern.
themselves
Like,
beyond
people
it?
do the body shaming and all, they have the stuff. And like girls, basically the mainly girls are there, they have this in mind that my body is not fit for this particular sport. They need the physically fit, the that one. So yeah, this is the thing. But yeah, teacher plays a great role in this part.
Do you think the teacher does? Do you think they sit down and they try to get you through it?
Yes, if the child really communicate with that teacher, the teacher will solve your
But
problem.
again, they're shy, right? So they might not want to come up with the thing.
Yes.
If a student is continuously giving excuses every week, the teacher has to also get into the matter. Do you think that the teachers do that?
Yes, for it's
Have you
suppose
seen the same
like
in your school?
yes, if 2 to 3 weeks they are just lagging behind the sports and all that, they are being absent, and like don't want to take part in this and that, teachers do have a concern. They ask them, like, what happened, are you like, why are you not participating in this? So they do have a great role, because everyone has this grade system in PT as well now. So they do motivate them, but your inner conscious have to come up now. You have to prove others that you can do
But let's
it.
talk about the first problem that you mentioned, that students are only the students who are trained from outside are picked up in sports. So if that happens, how would these shy students, or students who are not well trained as yourself, get the chance? How do they come up?
Yes, the students who are like professionally playing or
They have the
learned
chance, but I'm
outside,
talking about the
they
students who
have
do
the
not
chance.
get these chances. Then how does it help them to, like, when do they get the chance? When can they overcome these labels if they are restricted to a certain group, if they're not given enough chances? How does that happen?
Because see, if they are not given chance, this hamper their self-esteem, because they are saying that yes, the other people are getting chance and I'm not there. Why I'm not there? I can also like do that. So they have to, you have to fight for their. It's not that you have to like violently file it, or write some letters or to school, address school. No, you have to fight for that. You have to prove yourself.
How?
Nothing comes like for free. You have to prove that yes, ma'am, if you give me a chance, if you believe in
But
me,
then
I
they're
can do it.
shy, right? They're not comfortable enough. Like you said, the teachers play a great role in communicating with them. So what do the teachers do after that? Do they give these student chances? Is there a change that you have observed, or is it like only internally mostly?
Yes, it's internally mostly. Like most of the schools, they don't give their shy kids and all that
In
the
big
chances
competitions.
that they deserve to be. But yes, the school has to
So
take
then the
some
changes
like
are needed in these
huh,
sectors.
has to take some step that they should focus on those students who don't have that particular knowledge, that interest in that particular sport, not in like giving focus on those students who already have it. So they have to maintain
What
this.
concerns have you faced as a student in sports area? Where have you felt that you wanted to do a certain thing but you were not given the opportunity, and because of what? Can you please talk?
Yes, I have faced like a particular thing. Like my school, the basketball thing was very good. We used to have a yearly tournament and all. Yes, I didn't play basketball. Don't know what are the rules. I have no idea. But my best friend was like, my friend was there, and she like insisted me to, you should
Is she a
take part.
professional? No.
No, no, she
Okay.
was a professional. Yes, she was a professional, but she thought that I had the potential and I can do at
Because
least
you're
like
interested
some.
in sports activities, correct?
Yes, I'm interested in sport. But the other one, like the surrounding ones, they thought that she don't know playing. How she will play? She's not a professional one. She didn't have that matches and that cups and all. But yes, but I talked to my teacher. I just persuaded him like, I can do my best. If you just believe
And
in
if you
me,
teach
I can
me,
do.
right?
Huh,
You're
if you
here
teach
as a
me.
teacher,
Huh.
right?
You are here as a teacher, you are here to teach me. And if you teach me and I'm not getting it correct and I'm doing like again and again wrong, then you can just
Dismiss
um,
me.
dismiss me. Yes. That was
So were you given the opportunity? Wow.
yes, then I
Okay.
was given the opportunity.
And how did the experience go for you
That
as a layman playing with the professionals? How was the
That
experience?
was a very nice experience because it was the first time that I participated in a tournament, and it was the first event of my life. I guess in class 10 I did it. And
Oh, it was the first event of your life.
yes, first even as
Okay.
a tournament
Okay.
in school, you are playing sports particular. Other events I do.
Okay.
Yes,
In sports particularly, okay.
particular. So basketball. So like first day I did not do like that well. I was not up to the marks of my peers. Mine. So I was like,
Of course, because they're trained and you are a
so
newcomer.
I was shattered. Oh, I didn't. Because in tournament, when you practice, that's a different environment, different ambience. When you are just, stepping on the ground, and people are there, spectators are there, you feel a different kind of nervousness.
Vibe
Yes.
and energy, right?
So that happened. But one thing I learned was that it doesn't matter if you win or lose. It only matters how you performed and how other people like seeing you like on this field. So I learned from that day. Like yes, if whatever comes in my way, I will do my best in sports because sports give you immense energy, immense like happiness. You did it with your friends, a group of friends. So yes.
Right. And how did that boost your personality? How did that help you move forward?
It helped me move forward, but like keeping in
Like how it helped your physical and mental well-being?
it helped me a lot to like it give me that you have to be physically fit. That doesn't mean you should have a fit and that thin something like that. It's not about you have to be mentally and physically fit to take up anything, because during sports you can get a nice like nice one as well. If you're not doing something correct, anyone can
Yeah.
give you nice one. You have to be ready to hear that, because you have to.
But do you think that can be addressed? Or like, why do you think that the teachers are so, or the coach is so harsh on the
The coach is not
students?
harsh. The students are there na. If the like the leader, if the leader is doing very nice, he or she want his team to be
in sync.
to be at the par of the other team. And if you're not doing something correct, you just missed your chance and you give it to the opponent.
Right. The others can also suffer.
Then
Correct.
that's the point. You get it. And then there is also thing that there the biasness, partiality is also there. So you have to like face all of these and have to move forward, because this will be there everywhere you go. So you have to move forward.
So does it help you become more strong as a person?
Yes.
Like ready to face other issues of the world
Yes,
too?
that day I realized that the way you have to be ready to face any challenge, any criticism that comes your way, because people will criticize. If I know that I played my best, like I played my best, but others are preserving that no, she was given a chance, like she was a newcomer, no one was there, so they will have like double.
You have to ignore
yes,
those.
they will have double thinking, because you are crossing your boundary, your league, your classroom. Outside you are trying something new, and your own self has to think that yes, I am doing, and I'm doing the best.
So you mentioned this basketball and the students, and it's because you're best friend motivated you, encouraged you, is when you realize that, okay, I can try out the sport. But do you think there could be other sports that you might be good as well in, and you're just missing out on the knowledge because there isn't much access to other sports in your school?
Yes, there is not much access in my school that they will, you will have a knowledge. Every student, we don't have knowledge about this particular sport or that particular sport, because we have a very good friend who is a professional cricketer or something, like very good in sports, so we get that knowledge from that. But yes, schools should have this proper hour to teach them, like, this particular sport is how we play them, what are the knowledge.
Like there should be increasing variations of sports.
variations of sports. That can be particular thing, and you can have that classroom or like PT classes we have. You can have it as study based as well, because it's not, sports is all not always like physical. You have to
Practical.
do, yes.
Like even in theory, you can
Yes.
say, this sport is there,
Theory.
that
Huh.
sports is there, right? The idea of different sports.
Yes.
Correct.
What is the idea, how you play it, because every sport has something or the other strategy. You have to, like, different strategies are there, different ways are there to approach it. So there is a difference between sports.
Right. And you changed school after class
Yes.
10, right? And now in class 11 and you're in a new environment. What are the changes that you're facing, and how much are you being able to involve yourself?
So, since I was in class 10, I was in some other school, and I've recently changed my school. It has only been 8 to 9 months in this new school. Yes, I'm feeling very nice.
Do you think the school has enough because you're in class 11, they might till class 10, but do they have enough scopes for sports in class 11 for you?
Enough scopes of sports is not there. Events are there that are not particular in sports, but yes, we are planning to have a sports day next year, and because of sports day, in 3 to 4 months we'll have a nice bash of all the sports.
But that is strange, because if you're not practicing
Not
or doing
prac-
sports at all throughout the year, or just doing it for half an hour once a week, from there to if you have long hours of practice for 3 to 4 months, that can in fact create an adverse effect. Your body might not be able to take it up because you're not habituated. Like these days, kids are not habituated in spending long hours in the field,
Yes.
outdoors. They are not habituated by running or doing various physical activities. So if they are forced to do it for 3 to 4 months and then again stopped, and then again after 2 years you're asked to do it for 3 to 4 months, this can have an adverse effect on the physical well-being.
Yes.
They might fall sick, they might have dust allergies. So do you think continuous practice
Continuous
is important?
practice is important. See, since like we only have 1 week, one period per week, so because of that we don't have that much of knowledge. How to like approach people, how to do this sport or that. Yes, we don't have that continuous practice, or the people who are like there from nursery as well, they don't have this like constant practice mood in that. So that will affect you. And because of that, schools lag behind this thing. They have this sports day, and entire year they will bash you around like nothing. So yes.
Academically.
Uh-huh.
And then last 3 to 4 months they'll be into
yes,
sports.
be into sports. So
Right.
that's the wrong thing. You shouldn't do that.
Right. And sports day, there are of course people enjoy themselves skipping classes. I'm sure even we have had sports days and we enjoyed skipping classes, being
Yes.
outdoor, doing it, but it was more choreographed than just play and this and that. Do you think the enjoyment falls back, and more of sort of a discipline comes in front, because of which students are getting discouraged in going forward for these sports?
When you participate in sports day particularly, you have this cool thing like you have to give your best because you will win that trophy or something like that. Yeah, discipline comes, that enjoyment, that fun, that activity goes back, and because of that many students are discouraged because of that. So the main thing is that you have to take up that thing. Sports, they are there to have the discipline thing.
Right, and also like to get the
Get
school
the school
together for a co-curricular.
Yes.
Yeah.
And sports bring you discipline. Sports is something that brings you discipline, that makes you manage your time as well, makes you do things which you are not able to like do in normal days as well.
Pushes your
Yes,
boundaries.
pushes your boundary, pushes your league. You are, if you are doing the sport, you have to give like 1 or 2 hours per day. You have to be physically fit. You have to
Alright.
be ready to take up anything, whichever, like whatever comes your way, like on the field. So it gives you something, a new change in yourself, own yourself.
Does your parents encourage you to, go forward with sports? Like when you took up this basketball, or when you give 3 to 4 months of practice into sports day, what is the sort of encouragement, or what is the sort of support that comes from your parents? Is it like they want you to go forward, or do they think that you're missing out on your academics?
My parents were very happy. My parents were like, "Oh my God, you are just trying to do something which is not other than your studies." They were very happy. But yes, since it's a common problem, people do face it, that their parents are not, because what at the end of the academic year they will see your marks.
Right.
I heard this like from my group of friends and all that. They will see your marks. It's not up to the expectation they think that you will get, and that's the main concern.
Yeah, because like I mentioned, it's only when you reach a point of success, or
yeah.
you earn that much money, is when people respect you for whatever you do, other even if it's not included in studies. Like even with students, if you see a student going out too much, if you see them take part in a lot of co-curriculars, people assume that she's not serious in studies, and people don't sort of look at her in a good way, like she's not a good girl, she's not a good
yes.
student. So we associate good student with good girl as a whole
Yes.
in this society. And it's only when they also go forward and score well in their exams, when people are like, okay, no, she can do other things because she's also doing her studies correctly. So that also factor is also conditioned. Whatever you do, your scores can't go down. But there are cases when students are not good academically, but they might be very
in
good in
sports.
something
Yes.
else. But there is not enough identification, and if there isn't a lot of support.
For this, I believe that no, none of us can compel or persuade your parents. You only have to persuade your parents. You have to prove them, and you have to get their trust as well.
But it's changed. Like for that, the student also needs to have a scope of identifying what
Yes,
they're good at.
you have to identify what you are good at. Because if at the early stage of your life, if you identify, yes, I'm good in that particular sport, you can have a distance from your studies as well.
But for that also, parents always, how many things will the parents put you into? They send you to a school, and so the school has to have all these facilities,
Yes.
right? For this kid being able to identify, okay, I'm doing all these, but I like this the best, right? These are important.
These are important. Yes, schools don't have that variations or varieties that in that particular thing you can identify. But yes, many schools are building up.
They're
Yes,
reaching
they are
that
reaching
point,
that
right?
point. And yeah, there is a long way to go, but I think eventually it will go. Eventually people will have a variety of options to choose between, to take up their journey,
Whatever
their
they
career as
find the
well.
most interesting.
And it's always depend on that particular person. You have to make your way to the career. You have to fight, you have to get through that obstacles in your way.
Thank you so
Thank
much
you
for your
so
time
much.
today. Thank you for coming. Thank you.